Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Kat and welcome back to another series of one of my videos. My name is Theo. If you don't already know that, then maybe you should hit the subscribe button right here and smash the like button. Thanks so much. So today we're getting into ways you can make $100 a day or $100 an hour. And these are all ways I have personally tried myself, okay? So I know a lot of things on my channel I recommend to you guys, not really recommend, but I just share with you guys. And a lot of them, honestly, I have never done before because it's not physically possible for me to try every single thing personally. But all the things I'm gonna be recommending in this video is things I have tried. Also, I wanna mention the things on this list that I have made $100 an hour or more or $100 in a day are not things necessarily I make $100 an hour every day or I've made $100 every single day, but in the course of a day I have made $100 or more, or in the course of an hour I've made $100 or more. So just to clear that up, with no further ado, let's get into the video. Whoosh. My first way to make an easy $100 in an hour or a day is to make your own merchandise. So with merchandise, it's a really great passive way to make some money because you upfront, you put out the design and you put the time into how you're gonna make it and do like a logo or some kind of word. But once it's created, all you have to do is let it sit and sell. So here is one of my designs that I made myself. It's Everyday Hustle on it. It's one of my favorite shirts that I did make, and it's right below this video if you are interested in supporting the channel more than you already do. But if not, thank you so much for watching this video anyways. But yeah, I have sold these t-shirts on my channel probably for about a month now, and with no advertising whatsoever. I have made some days $100 in one day or even $100 in an hour just because people want to support and they like the t-shirts and it resonates with them. So if you have some kind of idea that you think would resonate with a lot of different people, like maybe you're a cat person, you want to do like a cat shirt or something, there's actually a lot of people that would buy your shirt just because they think it's hilarious and it makes sense for their life. You can do this for all kinds of things, not just t-shirts, but mugs, hats, leggings, and honestly any kind of other merchandise where you can print something on it. There's many different websites that you can use, but one that I really like is Teespring. My second one is Airbnb. Airbnb is something I use to fund a lot of my travels when I lived in Europe, and honestly, there is a little bit of work up front. You have to greet your guests, make sure everything is clean, make sure you're being a good host, and honestly tend to their every will, you can say, but it's actually really rewarding and you meet all kinds of cool people from all over the world. At the lowest I've ever charged when I shared a studio with my guests, that video is right here, I made $15 a day, but I have charged as much as $250 a day for an entire apartment. And I always did this when I was away. So it wasn't like I had to get a new apartment or buy a house or something. This was an apartment I was living in. And then when I went on vacation for some time, I would just rent it out to people to make some money and honestly travel practically for free. My third way is something I've mentioned so many times on my channel, but it's doing some kind of teaching online or consulting or something where you're helping other people grow in something that they want to grow in. For me, I always taught English, so language skills, and if you are really good in English or you're a native speaker, this is just so easy. Like, I don't know why people don't do this in their free time. It's just so easy to do. And obviously you can teach kids. There's websites like Magic Ears, which I did a full entire video on, but there's Dada ABC, which I also worked for before, VIP Kids, and so many more. If you don't want to teach kids and you want to just teach like ESL, there's so many different websites like Palfish, which is in this video, and also, there's websites like Take Lessons where you can teach anything you want. Literally, you can teach math, you can just teach anything, and you can tutor kids or tutor adults or tutor elderly people in whatever you're an expert in. My fourth way is being a freelancer. So freelancing is how I make probably the biggest chunk of my money, is by having my own clients and doing work for them. So some really big websites are like Upwork and Fiverr, and I'm not telling you to do this, but something that I have a lot of success in since Fiverr and Uber take 20% of your pay, and then on top of that you get taxed sometimes at 20%, and it leaves you with like 10 bucks an hour, so you have to charge exorbitant prices, is once you have a relationship with these clients, you can move away from the platform if you know it's continuous work. So you can be on the platform to start to get your clients, because since the platform is so big, it opens you up to so many more clients that you would not have known or been able to connect with like before. So you can start with the, not saying to do this, this is just what I did, start with the platform, get your clients, and then once you have about 10 clients and you're full, then take them off the platform once you have built that trust and they like you and they trust you and they like your work, so you don't have to pay 20% to these middlemen. And going off of that, if you're really good at a skill, then you can teach these skills, which goes into my next one. My next one, where I have made $100 an hour, literally an hour, was being a voiceover artist. So this is something I dabbled in back in the day because people charge crazy prices just to say 50 words, and people pay it. People pay it and they're happy to pay it. So if you think you have an interesting voice, or you're just somebody that has a neutral accent or a deep accent, or you just are somebody that speaks well, this is something that you should really think about getting into in your free time. Make an account on Fiverr or on Upwork and just see who wants you to say some lines for them and get paid for it. I got into this because I was doing some video editing for this client and they needed some kind of voiceover and they didn't want to pay the extra, and I was like, okay, I'll just do it. Just pay me extra and I'll just do it for you. And yeah, I charge these people $100 to just say some words, and I did that in about 10 minutes. Not bad. Not bad. My next thing is focus groups. So focus groups is something where you go, usually either in person in your city or over a webcam, to just do different studies. They're not necessarily medical studies, they're just like studies about technology or the way you shop. Or for example, Google actually contacted me to do a focus group about Google products and ads and things like that. Depending on your demographics and what experience you have in life, there are different focus groups that you qualify for, and you can make $250 an hour plus way more than that. I think the most I ever made was $1,000 for like this 8-hour study, and that was 8 hours, but $1,000. I also did one for Vanguard that was like, I think $250. It was like a couple hours, and a couple others. Actually, since I left the United States, I haven't done this, but I do want to get back into it. Some really great websites is focusgroup.com, focusgroups.org, and focuspoint.org. And I'm gonna put in the different ones, but focusgroup.com is a very popular one. They have different focus groups all over the United States. They have stuff even nationwide. Focusgroups.org is also in many different cities, so you have to check out which city that it's in to see, but you can see there's things like food service, electronics, and many others, and depending on your age, you pretty much qualify. And then you also have Focus Point, which is one that I've never really used personally, but I've heard really good things about this one, and I know some of the people that have also used this website, so I do think it is a legitimate website. My next one is Language Service Associates. So Language Service Associates is becoming an interpreter in a language that you are familiar with, and they also have sign language if you know sign language. So this is really cool because you work 100% remote in a lot of these positions. If they don't have it in your city, you do it over the phone. So what I would do, I would interpret what people were saying over the phone from Spanish to English. And this was really cool. They pay $20 an hour, I believe. That might have changed since I used to do it, but it's great because you can work anywhere, and they even have international positions. So if you're not in the United States or Canada or England or whatever, there are options for you possibly in your city. You have to check it out though in your city if it's available, but essentially if you speak another language, you can take advantage of that as an interpreter. So my last one that's pretty fun, and I have done this, and if you're not too impatient and you have some money and you have a little bit of money saved up, this could be just an easy way to make some money literally like that, is taking advantage of the sign-up bonuses when you open a checking account or open a new savings account with a new bank. So there are a lot of sign up bonuses, just like credit cards. When you sign up for a new checking account, sometimes they'll give you $100, $200, $300, $500, $700 just to open an account with them. There are some rules. It's not the second you open it, you have to keep the money in the account, sometimes for as long as 3 months, 90 days. But I have seen some as low as just 45 days to just leave the money in there. And then once you get your money, you can just move it to another account for another sign up bonus. And you can do this over and over and over and over. I wouldn't do this with the money you actually need because it might get kind of confusing. Let's say you have $1,500 that is just spare money and you want to just see how much you can make in a few months. Like, that could be really cool for you, and it can be kind of tedious, but if you don't mind, then it's just a really easy option. I do want to mention that my online savings account earns me 2.57%. Before, I don't know how much it is now. I think it went down a little bit. With this account, I was making $20 a month in this savings account with the amount of money that I had in it. So what I usually would do is I'll calculate, okay, if I have to leave this money for 3 months in this account for a sign-up bonus, and if it's over that $60 that I would make with the online savings account, then actually I'm making more money to just move my money to this other account because there's a sign-up bonus for $300. Leave it in there for 45 days, which is what they require. Get the $350 and then put it back into the online savings account. Or you can put it into another checking account that has another sign-on bonus. So you can see how you can do this over and over and over again and make all right money. This is really not for everybody because it's time consuming. It can be a little bit time consuming, but it doesn't take more than how long to set up an account, a new account, and transfer the money over. It's just like easy money. But I will say there are minimums. You can't just, most of these accounts you're not able to just put in $5. You have to put in like a significant amount of money, like $1,500 at least, to do it. And I have seen a lot, like 10,000 for example, you need to put at least 10,000 to make the $350. Read the fine print as well. There are some that charge you $10 a month. Make sure you avoid those ones. Here are some examples for some sign-on bonuses for the month of September and of October 2019. These are always changing, so make sure you look it up before you sign up. Look it up, make sure it's still current before you sign up. Okay? Don't message me saying it was wrong if this video you've seen it 10 months later, okay? I can't be responsible for that. Look it up. Okay, sorry, that was rude. Those are all of my 7 ways to make $100 an hour or $100 a day pretty easily. Ways that I have tried myself, so I know they're legitimate. If you're not in the United States, please check out Language Service Associates that does have international remote jobs as an interpreter if you are a polyglot, bilingual, or trilingual. Also, if you're international, you can be a voiceover artist like I mentioned. You can be a freelancer on Fiverr and Upwork. You can do Airbnb as an international. And I'm not certain, but I'm pretty sure you can take advantage of opening checking and savings accounts with sign-up bonuses. It might be in your country, you might have to do an American one. I'm not sure, you're gonna have to look it up. But with all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. I would really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.